but I have the opportunity to be able to build a successful business and sort of to a public listed company in Malaysia. And over the last 30 plus years, I've been involved both as a corporate and a field leader in network marketing, and at the same time with public listed company in Malaysia. So in the last 30 years of my personal experience as an entrepreneur, I still find that network marketing is one of the better options for aspiring entrepreneur or for entrepreneur who actually want to build big businesses. And with today's technology, we can build a global business with the network marketing opportunity if you have the right platform. In actual fact, last year, I was introduced to the ASEA Global Business Opportunity by a very good friend of mine, Derek Chiu, who actually told me that ASEA is going to be launching into the Philippines and Malaysia market, and invited me to be the pioneer leader. And I got very excited, but I did not meet up with him until he insisted I got to meet up with him in Singapore. And while I was down in Singapore, he shared with me a lot of amazing testimony about ASEA, which I am not so convinced. It was amazing, but until when he shared with me the science behind ASEA and the technology behind ASEA, which is backed up by a lot of scientific studies and third-party validation. This way, I pay a lot of interest in it. Particularly when I learned that ASEA is the only company in the world that created and stabilized the redox cell signaling molecules. That really excited me as an entrepreneur, and immediately I seized the opportunity to take up ASEA as one of my business opportunity. ASEA to me is a category creator, and ASEA is also a purpose-driven company, knowing the founders of the company. And I believe there is going to be a legacy company, a billion-dollar legacy company in the next 5 to 10 years. So tonight, I'm going to invite you all to actually discover how you can actually benefit from the most significant anti-aging health breakthrough of our lifetime, and how you too can actually create another source of income, particularly during this crisis, COVID-19 crisis, through the ASEA Global Business Opportunity. And of course, there are plenty of other benefits like lifestyles, holidays that you can be rewarded with when you join ASEA. You can travel for free. You can also have free ASEA products through the ASEA loyalty programs by just sharing ASEA with your friends and your relatives, right? So tonight, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to share with you the ASEA Breakthrough Global Opportunity, how it could work best for you. But first, before we look into the presentation proper, I'm going to ask you this question. What are your choices at the moment? What are your choices? Practically, we have two major choices that we choose for our life. Number one is that we can work a job, or we can work for yourself. Someone once says that if you are working a job, it stands for just over broke. JOB stands for just over broke. So what you do is that beginning of the month, you will work very, very hard, and just to work for the paychecks. And at the end of the month, what you normally do would be to take the paychecks and start paying the bills. You start to pay your credit card bills, your mortgage bills, and whatever residual bills every month that you're committed to pay, you would have to pay. So here, when you really look at the top right-hand side corner of these particular slides, you see traffic jams. It just reminds me of me going down to Manila, looking at all those people who are working the job. More often than not, they would actually clock in and clock out at 9, clock in at 9, clock out at 5, every day in and day out in the run. So when you're working a job, of course, you have a set income. Every month you have a set income. I know that some of us who are under the MCO, which is the movement control order right now, do also collect salary despite that there is lockdown. The operation cannot, the business can be operated. But however, we really talk about job security. A lot of people are losing their job right now because of the COVID-19 crisis. And the other thing that I learned about working a job is that your employee will often just pay you enough just to keep you to work for the company. So here again, I say if you are working in the Philippines, like in Manila, you'll be hitting the gyms, like in Bangkok, Thailand, or whether in Hanoi, Vietnam. It's never fun just to have to clock in at 9 and clock out at 5 every day, like the majority of the people. So here, the other thing is that what about working a business, owning your own business? Owning your own business, you have control. I can see on the top right-hand corner, showing that man is actually owning his own business. You are your own boss, and the disadvantage of working for yourself is this: you need a financial outlay, of course. You need plenty of money to start business, and of course, some businesses do not need a lot of money today. Running costs, you have to be committed to set aside weekly, monthly, or yearly operational running costs to maintain and run your business. So the other thing is that the responsibility, you have a big responsibility. You have to take 100 responsibility to manage your business, and you have to take charge and take care of your business matter, your office management, your operation, your finance, your staff. And right now, even during the MCO or the lockdown, during this COVID-19 crisis, you are still committed to make sure that your staff welfare are taken care of, and you still have to pay them salary. So that really strive a lot of company, a lot of business to go out of business because they just cannot afford to keep up with the commitment ahead of them. So many went bankrupt. I see many of my friends went bankrupt voluntarily, and at the same time, many of them have to shut down the business as a result of it. So here again, like a lot of people want to be their own boss, wanted to start their own business, and it's never easy to start your own boss, start your own business. I've been in business since 1986, and to start a business is not easy. Like I mentioned a while ago, sometimes up, sometimes down, sometimes you succeed, sometimes you fail. And one of the best business that you can be part of is the franchise business. And I've been involved in the franchise business for a while, and this is what I found out. There is a statistic that shows that all franchising, even they have a proven system of success, a proven operating system. A lot of people would not be succeeding. 1/3 of them would succeed, 1/3 of them would just break even, and 1/3 would actually fail miserably. So having said this, how many of you still dream of starting your own business, wanting to become your own boss? Of course, there's a lot of people wanted to, right? Including me in 1986, after a year working as a sales agent for a company. As a sales agent, you don't get paid on the salary. You get paid based on commission for sales that you bring to the company. So I was trained as an entrepreneur at a very young age, and guess what? I have a dream that I wanted to be my own boss. And one day when I was in the office after coming back from a hot day, and I saw my boss actually sitting inside his air-conditioned room, with a nice high-back chair, with his two hands folded behind his head. He was leaning on the high-back chair. I said, how I wish that someday I also be my own boss. Little did I know that after I become my own boss, when you put your two hands on your forehead, leaning on a high-back chair, you are actually looking at the piles of bills in front of you, the piles of documents, the piles of problems in front of you, as you can see on the left-hand side, bottom corner of the picture. It is talking about, how do you get ahead of your life? It looks like sometimes it's so impossible because there are so much bills that have to be paid. There are challenges ahead of you, right? So the bottom right-hand corner, you see a group of young people. I still remember in 1986, I met a stranger, and this is very interesting. And this stranger actually shared with me a very interesting study. He said that if you were to take a group of young people at the age of 15 and look at where they would be at the age of 65, meaning 50 years later on, all right? And they discovered that out of the 100 people, 62 of them would be alive at the age of 65. Thank God we are alive at age 65. And guess what? Out of the 62 of them, 38 of them were broke, no money at the age of 65. 16 of them at the age of 65 still have to go out there to work a job. And 7 retired on livable income, from their saving, maybe from their employee provident fund or their retirement fund. Only 1% become wealthy and successful. You see, only 1 out of the 100 people become wealthy and successful. Many of us must be asking, how was that one wealthy person being able to achieve success in life? What was his formula for success? And I believe that every one of us here want to know that formula. And this is what I learned, all right? He said, if you want to become successful, you need to know what you want. You need to have goals. You need to have dreams. You really need to know what you want. And the next thing that you need is you need to be willing to put in the effort to get in. A lot of people have dreams, they fantasize, but not willing to put even a simple little effort of taking the action. They will never achieve the success that they desire. The last aspect of it, which is to me one of the very, very important elements for success, that is to have the right opportunity. In the last 30 years as an entrepreneur, actually, I've been looking at a lot of people that I meet, that I came to know. A lot of people do have big dreams and big goals. A lot of people, especially I see people like the Filipino in the Philippines, people like in Malaysia, and in many, many other countries, they really, really have big dreams and they work very, very hard. But they did not achieve the success because they have the wrong opportunity. It has been said that if you continue to do what you have always done, you will continue to get what you have always gotten. So the important thing is to really look at this formula and to look at where is the missing link that is happening to you to prevent you to achieve the success that you want for your life. I know that every one of us here want to be successful. So let's start and talk about some of the things that we really want. Let's look at some of the goals for our family. The goals of our families can be owning your own home, providing the best education for your children, having great holidays, or spending extended time with your family members, or maybe just working towards retiring rich and happy. When you look at the top right-hand corner, can you imagine owning your own home, a home of your dream, in the location that you choose, the design, the decor, and the furnishings of your choice? And what about sending your child for education? I've got 2 kids. I still remember when I was young, I never had the opportunity to further my study because my family was poor. And I did not do very well in class. And of course, I applied for a lot of scholarship, but I never had the opportunity to further my study. So when I raised up my 2 sons, I always wanted to provide the best for them. And of course, education in overseas is never cheap. Like for my 2 boys studying in England is never, never cheap, for a Malaysian particularly. And to be able to see them being able to fulfill and realize their dreams and fullest potential is something that I desire. And being able to travel around the world is something that I wanted for me and my family. Being able to spend a lot of time going up to different countries, enjoying different fruits, food, different culture, you know, just be there and experience what they are doing, the locals are doing down there. And of course, spending extended time with your extended family, your parents, and retiring rich and happy. What about the lifestyle goals? Being able to pursue your hobby, all right? Being able to drive the car of the dream. Being able to go shopping without looking at the price tag, or go dining without looking at the right-hand side of the menu where you look at the price. And of course, for me, a lot of time people ask me, what is my dream car? Cars is never something that I have a strong desire for, but he always asks me this question: if money is not an object, what type of car would you be dreaming? What type of brand of car and model of the car would you be driving? Would you want to drive a better car? And I'm pretty sure that many of you here will say yes. And even going out shopping, being able to bring a loved one to go shopping, or without looking at the price tag, or even buying things and give it to your friends, your relatives, and those people who are in need, that would be amazing. But one of the last pictures that you see at the top right-hand bottom corner is advancing life, being able to give to charity, be able to participate in the cause, being able to build a house through Habitat for Humanity, which I once was involved with, or if you do not have a charitable bodies that you're involved with, maybe you can actually choose to join ASEA and be part of the Advancing Life Foundation projects where they go out to help the needy. And this is a goal that we all should be pursuing. The last one is talking about our ultimate goal. At the end of the day, to pursue all these dreams and all these goals, we need to have time and money to pursue them. It has been said that there are 4 different groups of people in this world. The first group are the people that they have no time and no money. The second group is that they have plenty of time, but they have no money. And more often than not, this group are the students, am I right? They are the students, they have plenty of time, but they don't have the money. Then when they got their degree and they started to work, and if they are professional, they will arrive at a group where they have a lot of money, but no time. They have plenty of money, but they are not able to actually pursue the dream because no time. But imagine, can you ask someone like to take off a month off just to go for holiday? Can they do it, right? If they are working a job or if they are professional. If they are exchanging the time for money, chances is that they can't. And it is really, really fun, like for me last year, to be able to travel to UK and Europe, you know, for a whole month doing just holiday. And that was fun, and I really want to do that again. And I believe that ASEA can help me to make that dreams come true, right? And of course, the last group of the people that every one of us here want to be arriving at the end of our life journey is to be able to do something that we can have plenty of time and plenty of money, all right? Can you imagine right now you have plenty of time or plenty of money? You have the money to live the way you choose. You can travel around the world. You can plan for your future. You can save money. You can invest your money. You can retire. You can invest your money to earn residual income. You can take a lot of the money that you make and go out there and give it away to help charity. That would be fun, am I right? So what ASEA Global Breakthrough Opportunity is all about is that it's designed to provide you the ability to have more time and more money to achieve what we call your financial, personal freedom and financial independence. And these are the 2 very important, what I call things that we want to achieve at the end of our life journey. To be personally free, to have the freedom of time, to be financially independent, all right? So here, knowing what you want is not good enough. To achieve success, you must be willing to put in the effort. The second part of the formula we talk about is after you have set goals, you need to put in the effort. What I can assure you here is that at ASEA, you are in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So you are not like building any traditional or conventional business. You are building a business that allows you to leverage your time to create wealth. And your level of success, of course, is predetermined by the level of your effort that you're going to put in. And of course, like I mentioned a while ago, ASEA is totally different from any of the conventional business that you're going to be involved with, all right? So ASEA, you build together with a team of talented, gifted people that can help you together. Like I mentioned, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. The principle that we subscribe by in building our ASEA business is that if we want to become successful, we need to help you to become successful. And it's our desire to help every one of us in the team to build a global business and to help them to become successful, all right? So the last component of the formula for success that I'm going to share with you here is the opportunity. Finding the right opportunity to achieve success, we desire. It has been said that opportunity comes once in the lifetime. Someone once says that. But I choose to believe that opportunity do come every 3 to 5 years. Every 3 to 5 years. So that's the reason when you read in my books that I write, I always have what we call the WOO. It stands for window of opportunity. And I always take 3 years to look at the window of opportunity I'm having. And I always evaluate it based on this particular formula, that if I continue to do something that I'm not going to get any results, I got to change. So tonight, we are going to present to you the ASEA Global Business Opportunity. It may be an opportunity for you to rethink and to look at the opportunities that you have right now in your hand. Is it helping you to get from where you were in the past to where you actually wanted to be? If not, maybe tonight you will see that ASEA can be your next big opportunity for you to pursue, all right? So there are 5 key elements that we are going to be talking about when we are talking about choosing the right opportunity. The first one is called partnership, the company that you're going to work with. And number 2 is the products. And number 3 is the system and support. As I mentioned a while ago, it's easier to have a system, a proven system that you can follow to help you to become successful, rather than you yourself trying to go out there and to develop a new system. At ASEA, we already have the last 10 years of proven successful business building system where you can just plug and play and start to build a global business together as a team, all right? So the next thing is talking about compensation. How would you be compensated? You see a lot of traditional business, as I mentioned a while ago, when your boss will just pay you just enough to keep you to work in the company, to work for them. That is not a good compensation plan. A good compensation plan entails that you will be rewarded accordingly to your effort. And of course, with the ASEA Global Opportunity, you will also be rewarded for your own effort and the effort of other people. And that is something that you must not miss in adding on another stream of income to choose ASEA. And the last part of it is timing. It's been said that timing is everything. So when you talk about choosing the right company, ASEA is a global leader in developing and manufacturing and also marketing high quality redox-based technologies and cellular health products. Many of you may have not heard of the word called redox, including me when Derek Chiu first introduced to me the redox, ASEA redox technology, and I have no idea what is it all about. What I'm going to do in the later part of this presentation is that I'm going to share with you a very simple analogy of what redox is all about, all right? ASEA is actually founded by these 2 gentlemen, Verdis Norton and Tyler Norton, father and son team. And Verdis Norton today is the founder and also a retired, already retired. Right now is run by Tyler Norton, who is the founder and chairman of the company. What I like best about these particular 2 gentlemen is that they have big dreams. They have big vision. And they are actually looking at the whole world as the marketplace. They are just not looking at a small little company that they're going to operate out of the country down in Utah, USA, right? So ASEA was actually founded in 2009 with the mission to take the ASEA breakthrough and revolutionary cellular health products to the mass market. The keywords here is they're going to take to the mass worldwide market. So like I mentioned, it's going to be a global company. And of course, the mission is to better people's life and to be the force for good in the world. So whatever that we are doing, the culture, the ethos of the company will be centered around how we can help to improve people's life, how we can make a difference. And of course, the vision, as I mentioned a while ago, is to become a global leader in redox-based technology, cellular health products, and to achieve worldwide distribution through people like you and me going out there in the 33 countries right now to establish distribution, distribution network to distribute the product and to distribute life-changing products. Just over the last couple of months since July that I actively built ASEA business, I've already seen thousands of people's lives have been changed as a result of ASEA. And when I go into one of the Facebook group where I joined called ASEA Healthy Self, I saw there are 130,000 over people in that group where they shared about the testimony of how the product had changed their life. And of course, the culture and financial opportunity. Over a short period of time of 10 years, the company have already paid out more than 300 million US dollar in terms of profit to share with associates like you and me who are involving in this business. And this is really outstanding. And the biggest of all is that their vision is to change the world. I believe in their mission. I believe in the vision. and I want to be part of that legacy company to be able to go out there to make a difference, to change the world, right? So of course, ASEA is actually not run by just the father and son team. ASEA is run by top management with 200 over years of industry experience. With the CEO of the company, Chuck Funky, we have Jerome Webb, who is the president, and Kurt Richards, who is the vice president for executive vice president, leading a team of top executives who have strong integrity. And all in all, you add up all of them together, is more than 200 years of experience. And of course, ASEA being a very attractive company also have attracted a lot of great leaders, a lot of science advisory council members, medical professional board members who join ASEA to bring with them, they bring with them their wealth of experience in their respective field in science and medicine, and to act as an independent advisor to ASEA. And here are some of the successful track records of ASEA. Number one is that ASEA is a privately held company with long-term vision to be a legacy company, and this really, really attracts me. And it is a 10-year-old company with experienced corporate and field leadership. Often than not, when you see a company, you need to have corporate leadership and the field leadership, especially at ASEA. And we have both corporate and field leadership with a strong team that have a strong integrity. And the company is actually financially strong, stable, and they are profitable with no long-term debts. In fact, they are profitable in year one. Can you imagine a company you get started for year one, you already start profitable till now? And you know that especially during this crisis, if you are a company that do not have long-term debts, you will be able to be positioned to capture the big opportunity during this time of crisis. It's a global company that is open in 33 countries. The last two countries that was just pre-launched is the country of the Philippines and Malaysia. And of course, during this lockdown, the movement order, control order, many people are not able to move around effectively. We are still able to build this ASEA global opportunity through technology like Zoom today, you know. This is a new normal of doing business. This is how people is going to do business in the future. I see myself being even much more effective in terms of bringing the ASEA message, because ASEA is not a product that you smell, you try to taste. ASEA is a product that is based on technology. And technology can be shared easily through social media like this. All you need to do is to give them backup science validation, which ASEA do have tons. We have heaps and heaps of what we call research that is done that we can back it up to support our claim, right? And of course, to be able to make a difference, to change hundreds of thousands of people's lives is something that you see as a successful company. And since 10 years ago, they have changed already hundreds of thousands of people. And Direct Selling News Global 100 company, I want you to take a look at this. ASEA, even a lot of people have not heard of it. A lot of my network marketing leaders, friends, that when I share with them about ASEA, they have not heard of ASEA, but ASEA is actually ranked number 44, doing a sales revenue 170 plus million last year. This is 2019. In 2018, they were ranked number 76, doing around 120 over million. Can you see the big jump? You know, the sudden jump from 76 to 44, that is really spectacular, right? So there must be something that did that is right, that bring them to where they are right now, right? And ASEA is not a new startup company. A lot of new startup company, they would actually close shop within the first 5 years. ASEA is a post-startup company, and right now, ASEA is at the momentum stage. At the end of this particular presentation, I'm going to share with you what do we mean by timing, what do we mean by the momentum stage that we are at right now, and why you should involve in this business opportunity. And of course, a lot of network marketing companies out there do not own their own products. Many of them actually just buy a story from somewhere and start to put it together in a brochure and start to sell the product. Some of them will think of products that are in needs in the market and start to go and look for OEM company and factory to package it and put in the brand and start distributing under the company. But ASEA is the company that own their own redox platform. They actually have their own broadening unique products portfolio story that they are in control of. They do their own research. They have the multiple patent that is protecting this particular technology to prevent people from copying the product and duplicating redox signaling molecules in the bottle. And of course, they own a scalable manufacturing production facility, which is very, very impressive. I've not been there, but someone actually shared with me these particular photos about what is inside this particular factory that you see is really massive. In this particular factory, the company are already positioned to be able to produce up to $1 billion worth of products. Can you imagine this? Before the company become $1 billion company, they already have a scalable facilities that are FDA, NSF certified and with good manufacturing practice, and every full batch of the products of the ASEA Redox that you are getting today, it is actually tested by independent third-party bodies called Bioagilitic to make sure that there are really redox signaling molecules inside that bottle. And guess what? This particular video that I'm going to share with you is a short video to show you a glimpse of the factory. And many countries, people have different packaging. Like in Malaysia, you see that we have the packaging called Redox, here ASEA Redox, mixture of purified water and salt. So some of the people who are not being properly explained, they thought that what is this? This is salt water, why is this so expensive? But what I want to share with you here is that every single bottle of the ASEA, be it from Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, in Europe, America, or Australia, you know, Taiwan or Hong Kong, are all produced in this particular factory that you are about to see. And every single product and every single bottle is out of that factory and exactly the same formulation, exactly the same process that they come up with this redox technology. Look at this video. This is a very big plant down in Utah, USA. As you can see inside there, they are batching, there are research that is done, testing that is done. They go through purified water, they go through processes. And all these processes, as you can see down here, are patented. And they are all not only having one patent, they have multiple patents. When we talk about multiple patents, it is very, very difficult for people to copy. And you will not see another one of these products out there. Whatever say that they have another one of these redox products, it cannot be true because of the heavily patents and the bioagilitic certification that they've gone through. After they have done through all the batching testing, they all will actually put inside the box. And every single product, as I mentioned, don't look at the level. It is actually from the plant that you see in this particular video. So ASEA Redox is truly life-changing. It's truly a breakthrough product. And you see this particular production facility, you would have a very, very strong confidence that you are not just buying just an ordinary salt water from any company, right? So the ASEA breakthrough products, the second element, key components that I'm going to talk about here is that ASEA created and stabilized redox signaling molecule outside the body, which a lot of people say that it is just impossible to do it. But ASEA is able to actually model exactly what the body are able to process these redox signaling molecules, which again, I'm going to explain to you in more details. In the last 2 decades, they spent millions and millions of dollars in research and multiple patents. And a small group of scientists led by Dr. Gary Samuelson, who is the atomic medical physicist, achieved this impossible for the very first time to create this redox signaling molecule outside the body and is native to the body. And this particular product is actually anti-aging health breakthrough that is 10 to 15 years ahead of its time. It is a cutting-edge technology, created a new category of science and no competition, no copycat, as I mentioned, because of the heavy patent that they have, all right? So when we talk about creating and stabilizing a redox signaling molecule, let me take you through what you see just now in the video into a very simple three-step patented process. Step number one here is that you see that ASEA will take this pristine salt water. The raw ingredient comprised of just salt and water. And why is it so? Because our body is made up of around 60 to 70% of water, and it's saline water. And if you want to create something that is native, something that is native to a body, you have to be exactly as what is inside the body, inside the cell. And saline water is step number one. Step number two here is that you take the salt water. As you can see through the process, they will break down the salt water into free floating atoms of sodium, chloride, hydrogen, and oxygen. And the third step, what they did was that they actually restructured this atom into stabilized redox signaling molecules. And that is what we have today in a bottle with trillions of these redox signaling molecules, and is patented. And you may ask me, what's so special about redox signaling molecule and why do I need redox signaling molecules, right? So when we talk about products, ASEA currently have its flagship product started way back in 2009 or even earlier, but in this particular form in a bottle, it started in the year 2009. That is where it's launched. And this bottle has been traveling right now to 33 countries. And here, this is the flagship product. And later on, ASEA came out with a range of Renew 28 in 2014. And subsequently, they come up with this serum, redox serum, a more called Renew Advanced, which is an intensive care, skin care set of product with moisturizer and cleanser. And what's the difference between our redox, ASEA redox in a bottle, and our ASEA, what we call Renew 28, or whether it is our Renew Advanced? The difference here is that this is actually more concentrated compared to this bottle. This is 2 times more concentrated, this is 4 times more concentrated in terms of the amount of redox signal molecule inside that particular bottle. So for the tube, the serum, and the what we call Renew 28 is a topical application that you can apply on any aspect of your body. In fact, you can apply for the whole set of body, all right? And of course, we cannot make claims in terms of what it can heal and how it can help you, but I've seen many, many skin challenges, many inflammation, you know, have been actually, as a result of after using, have seen marked improvement. And of course, ASEA do have a range of nutritional products that is with high potency, like the Life Max, we have the sauce, we have the Biomes, we have the Omega. That is available, I think, down in Australia, but it's not available in Malaysia yet. It's available in Singapore. In Philippines and Malaysia, we have not got these products yet, all right? So we have covered the 3-step patented process. We talk about the ASEA cellular health products, and most important of all here, every single product that have a redox inside are certified by BioAgilytech, and all the products that we distribute are non-toxic and is 100% safe, right? So ASEA is the world's first and only source of balanced, stabilized redox signaling molecules, all right? With absolutely zero toxicity, as supported by research and clinical studies and results. So we just don't say and make claims without any backup. You can talk to the person that have actually invited you to this particular Zoom call. We have a lot of these data, we have a lot of this research paper that we can actually send it to you for you to read. And of course, every one of us here want to feel better, perform better, look better, and live better. And you can actually feel, perform, look, and live better if you are able to, if you take, you know, ASEA products, ASEA range of products, the Renew range of products, and the ASEA range of products, which we always say that is a range of products that help you to build the foundation of your cell. We talk about cellular health from the inside out and cellular health from the outside in by applying the topical gel, all right? So let's talk about the redox discovery. Nobel Prize, the Nobel Prize for Physiology and Medicine in 1983 was awarded to these 3 Italians by the name of Robert forgot, Luis Ignaro, and Felix Morat, who won the Nobel Prize in 1986 for understanding the significance of redox signaling molecules in the human body. So in 1998, they discovered that redox signaling molecules is important and play a significant role in our human body. And prior to the discovery, they thought that the redox signaling molecule are just some waste products that is produced by the cell in the process of producing cellular energy. But today, there are a lot of scientific research that is done. And of course, like I say, when we talk about scientific research, make sure that you go to the right place to do the research. Go to Google Scholar or go to PubMed, which is a National Library Information Center of Biotechnology. Today, you see that ASEA or redox signaling molecules is one of the fastest growing fields of scientific research. And the importance of redox signaling molecules are backed up by science. It's just not what people talk about, right? And there are 15,000 redox signaling peer-reviewed papers and 1,200 books that is published at the moment talking about redox signaling molecule. Here, this is very interesting. Let's talk about redox signaling and you. Our human body is made out of trillions of cells. In actual fact, they say that our body is made out of 75 trillion cells. We have the brain cell, we have the heart muscle cell, we have the red blood cell, we have the fat cell, we have the nerve cell, the kidney cell, and every type of cell. So whatever it is, as long as you know that there is a cell, our redox signaling molecules can help you, right? So here when we really talk about there are 75 trillion cells, each and every of these cells, make up of a very important structure that is your tissue. And the tissue will make up of your organs. And the organs will make up of your body system, and the body system will eventually represent you, right? So what is more important is the foundation of each and every of the 7 trillion cells when they are actually when the cell is actually producing the cellular energy. It's also produced what we call the redox signaling molecules. As I mentioned a while ago, that studies have already shown that there is a significant benefit of making sure that there is enough redox signaling molecules inside the body, right? So scientists have actually discovered that redox signaling molecules is the foundation to cellular health, and it has been said that healthy cell equal to healthy body, and we live and die at the cellular level. And what is interesting here is that for me, as an Asian, or rather Asian Chinese, we always been taught to make sure that you actually make sure that you take care of your things that you can't see, take care of the roots, take care of your cell, right? The Western medicine more often than not treat what is visible. They only start the treatment when they see there are certain signs that it's not so good. When you see a person with a stroke, you detect out sign, then you start to do the treatment. But the Eastern medicine will often treat what is invisible. So your cell is something that is invisible. Your cell is something that you have to start to actually learn about it and pay special notice of it, because that is the foundation to your life. Healthy cell, you got a healthy body, you got a healthy life, all right? So let's look at a closer look at this particular cell, right? How redox signaling molecule is produced inside the cell. As you can see now, the cell is really a very, very complicated, structure inside there. Inside you see there are mitochondria, there are organelles, and there are a lot of other, things that are working together in this tiny cell that you cannot see, right? And inside the cell, it comprises of actually 60 to 70% of saline water. Basically, that is what the cell comprises of. So every one of the trillion of the cells will constantly produce energy, all right? And it's produced by one small little pea-shaped type of things called mitochondria. The mitochondria produce what we call ATP energy, that is adenosine triphosphate, which is the essence of life. Without the ATP energy, we will be dead, all right? So in this particular process of producing the energy, your own cell create redox signaling molecules, right? It create redox signaling molecules. And These redoxing molecules actually in the past were treated as a byproduct, as something that is not important, all right? But today, scientists will tell you that these molecules is critical to your life. So the next question is that what is redox? We always talk about ASEA Redox. Redox is not a brand name of our company, of the products, but redox comes from two words. One word is called reductants molecules, and the other one is the oxidants. And there is a chemical reaction called the redox reaction every time when you see a mitochondria that is producing energy. And the question is that why do we need these reductant and oxidant molecules? And we need them to be balanced, and they are very reactive, negative plus positive. Can you put them together? You can't. So even in the cell, you know, if the reductant and oxidant molecules are put together for a little while, if not used, you will be actually going back, turn back to salt water. And how is it possible that we are able to put this reductant and oxidant, the words called redox, inside the bottle and stabilize it and ship it to 33 countries around the world? This is really amazing. Let's look at what reductant is all about. Reductant is actually an antioxidant activator. Our number one killer is free radical, right? And antioxidant help you to fight free radicals. And you see there's a lot of product out there that are sold in the form of antioxidant. But you know something? Your body have the capability of producing the master antioxidant, that is glutathione and SOD, all right? And oxidant is actually an immune system communicator. It attacks virus and bacteria, especially during this time of COVID. I'm not talking about ASEA. I'm talking about everyone is talking about the importance of building a strong immune system, all right? So the foundation is build a strong immune system with whatever product you have. But we strongly recommend you redoxing molecule, as redoxing molecule are able to provide you with these two important functions to help you to stay healthy and to have a healthy life, right? So let me share with you the redox signaling molecules analogy, the signaling analogy, because I'm not a scientist, I'm not an expert in cell. You know, I just happened to get to know about this subject matter last year. But I learned from Dr. Alan Noble this very simple analogy that will help to explain what redox signaling molecule is about. Our body is one of the most complex communication network. Talking about communication network, we talk about our mobile phone, right? We always talk about that if we want to communicate with people around the world. Now we have a lot of apps inside, you know, that we download, you know. You can have a phone, and this phone is really, really very powerful. In fact, this phone is even much more powerful than the mainframe computer that was introduced, you know, for those astronauts, for the NASA group to send people to the moon. And this is how powerful this phone is. It's as big as that mainframe right now, all right? It's in our hand, right? It is such a powerful device. And to make it work, we have to start to download a lot of these different applications, like what we're having right now. Some of you are dialing in using Zoom apps. Some of you communicating, like I'm communicating with Nicole free of charge using what we call the WhatsApp. And all these apps are powerful as well together with this mobile phone. But if you are short of the signal, the Wi-Fi signal, you would not be able to use it. It's the same thing with our body. If our body breaks down because of the cell communication, our body will not be able to function. So take note of this. I want you to think about this. If you see there's a house on fire, what is the natural thing that you will do? You take out a mobile phone and you try to make a call to the fire department, am I right? To get them to come to help. And of course, in the fire department, they are all well trained. They are all well equipped with all the latest equipment, and the firemen are all fit and ready to serve when they receive a message or when they receive a call for help. But if your mobile phone do not have a signal, you would have no choice but to see that you cannot communicate with the fire department to get the fire engine to come in time to put down the fire, and you're going to be very sad to see that the house is going to be burnt down as a result of that. It's the same thing as I mentioned that is happening in our body. Our body is breaking down, our cell is breaking down every day, right? So we do not have the signal. So in this particular analogy, if you were to put in the body, all you need is to have our ASEA Redox supplement, and that will actually help to boost up your signal, and you'll be able to get helps for your body. If let's say you need help, if you have a cut, you know, your cell will be able to be strong enough to shout out loud to get help to heal, you know, the cuts, all right? So having talked about this is very important to make observation. A lot of people say ASEA is basically a salt and water, but ASEA go beyond nutrition. And what ASEA is not the drugs that you take, the medicine that you take, the vitamins, the stem cell, the antioxidant, the exotic juices or oil that you use, the structured water, mineral complex, or CBD, cannabinoids that people are promoting right now. ASEA basically is a redox cell signaling molecules that is available, that are presented inside our body, and at the same time, it is produced and stabilized, created and stabilized and put inside the bottle for you and I. When we see that we do not have enough of these particular signal molecule, we just have to supplement it. And it have already been proven, right, that the redox is the only supplement in the world to provide the body with the resources that is so critical for this signaling, allowing the body to achieve full health and healing potential. So when we talk about health, we talk about healing potential, we have to look at the root cause of it. If our cell is not healthy, we do not be able to produce enough of this redoxing molecule. So question is that why ASEA Redox? You know, as we age, because of the diet, because of the stress, because of the environmental toxin, and these are all contributing towards redox signaling deficiency and imbalances, all right? And this is very, very critical, because when you have a deficiency and imbalance of this redox signaling molecule inside the body, you're going to be observing, you're going to see that there is a diminish in terms of cellular efficiency and function. So whatever great food that you take, you know, your body are not able to absorb it. Whatever message that have to be sent intercell, intracell is not going to be as efficient as before, like what I shared with you a while ago in terms of the signal. And number two is that the whole cellular healing process become slow and sluggish. And this can be seen when you see a young person when they got a cut, right? And you see the cut will be healed very, very fast. But whereas compared to an elderly person, when they have a cut, it takes longer time for the healing process to happen. We begin to actually think slower. We begin to actually respond slower. Everything begin to perform not to the optimal. And of course, you begin to see and feel the visible effects of aging. I was just doing a research and asked, when do you start to feel the visible effects of aging or see the visible effect of aging? It can actually, you know, goes as young as 35, you start to see aging happening to you, where you start to see wrinkles, gray hair, your hair dropping, your neck skin start to sag, you know, you start to not remember things, you know. That is visible sign of aging, and that is very, very scary, all right? So now, ASEA, why ASEA Redox? The production of cell in the body decreases at the age, as we age, all right? The average is that we lost 10% every 10 years, starting from puberty level around the age of 8 to 10. So imagine if you're 60 or 70, you will be not as optimal as when you are in your younger age of 10 or 15, all right? So as we age, all our cell communication breaks down, the signal weakens, the genes expression can be disrupted, so that's why the genes are turned off. Regulating the genes activities with our redox signaling molecule keeps the cellular communication strong or even stronger with the ASEA Redox, all right? So remember, the function of cell is to help you to protect, detect, repair, and to replace cell that is dead cell, all right? So now, this is also a very interesting slides that I got it from Derek Chiu. Why are we, why ASEA redox? This particular picture is showing about when you are young, all the way up to middle age, and as you start to actually age, become older, and it's talking about our aging indicator. We also talk about the phone, you know, the technology is getting better and better and better. We used to be actually making phone call using no G, right? It start with 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G is coming, right? But the sad fact is that the body does not function this way. Our body is breaking down every second, every minute, and every days of our life. And we are running our energy getting lesser and lesser and lesser because of less production of the cell. And our signal getting weaker and weaker and weaker. And it's been said like we start with 5G, then went to 4G, then dropped down to 3G, then dropped down to 2G, then 1G, then OG, no G, and worst of all is that we have to go for UG. And I was wondering what is UG. Then I found out that after a little while, UG is underground, all right? So this is a very interesting aging indicator, right? So are your genes turned off? If your genes are turned off, you have a lot of health challenge, and there are blueprint to your health. Number one, this is the US statistics. It shows that 50 million Americans suffer from what we call autoimmune challenge, all right? Autoimmune challenge is a big thing. 50 million Americans are suffering from autoimmune challenge, right? And 54 million people suffer from what we call inflammatory conditions, all right? And 1 out of 3 deaths in America are connected to cardiovascular disease. We don't talk about America, we talk about all developed countries. This statistic is about the same. Even in my household, I have 4 brothers and 1 sister, including me, 6 in the family. My 4 brothers, out of my 4 brothers, you know, 2 of them do have cardiovascular disease challenges. 1 of them go for bypass, all right? And that really scares me. 1 out of 3 deaths in America are connected with cardiovascular health. 57% of the US population suffer from digestive disorder. And this is something a lot of people don't share openly. They suffer by themselves because it cannot be seen. You know, it's within their own body that they have digestive disorder. And 80% of the women suffer from some kind of hormonal imbalances, especially as they reach the state of menopause, or even right now because of the stress, environmental toxin, the food that we eat, the diet that we eat, you know. Many of them actually suffer from this hormonal imbalance at a much earlier age than what we thought, all right? So here, ASEA regulate genes expression. This is a very important statistic, or rather a research that is done by a company called Thorax Laboratory. Thorax is actually a genetic research company where they do a research talking about the 5 genes, the genetic pathway switches with when you take ASEA. And Thorax did a very interesting study. They took a group of people, you know, in an 8-week studies, ASEA redox shown to activate 5 important gene signaling pathway by up to 31% that positively impact 5 major areas of our health. The 5 major areas of our health, as we mentioned a while ago, is the immune system, the inflammatory, the cardiovascular, healthy, and hormonal modulation, right? So ASEA also influences gene pathway. The expression of the EGR1 influences 15 different pathways. As you would look into these particular statistics or these particular research studies, we can send it to you. You can have more details. And one of the very interesting pathway, pathway number 4, where you talk about oxidative stress and then more health risk factors. NRF2 is critical for production and activation of what we call the body master antioxidant glutathione and the superoxide dismutase. And by taking ASEA, it has been proven through the studies that it can actually help to boost up to 800% increase in this powerful antioxidant, and it will also lower oxidized LDL and lower oxidized DNA, right? And these are some of the advantage for the athletes. The athletes who are taking ASEA, as you can see here, there is a study where they take mice drinking ASEA redox and put them on the treadmill, right? Running wheels, and you see the result shows that those that are fit with ASEA water and those who are fit with salt water, the one with ASEA water will run 29% further to exhaustion, and you open up the fat, all right? So go to ASEA Athletics athletics.aseaglobal.com to look at some of their testimony. So ASEA is actually an anti-aging technology where you can feel better with ASEA, look better with Renew 28, and you can harness the power of redox signaling molecules here. And people always say seeing is believing. These are real people with real results. And of course, there are many, many testimonies, as you can see down here, which I'm just going to flip through. Again, we have validation from third party by renowned waterfall laboratory like Stephen Excellence and Demates. This is a very interesting study done by one of the doctor. He took 28, Renew 28, and he actually just applied one side of his face, the other side he did not apply, and you can see the big difference, right? Young people who have skin challenges, we have significant result with skin challenges. With this particular lady down here, she is actually a stewardess, not able to work for 6 months after taking ASEA. Everything recovered, we went back after the skin challenge. Most of the people will see the spots here on the face, but if you were to observe on the lower neck, you will see that the one on the left and the one on the right, you see there's a marked improvement of sagging on the neck, right? And this is a very interesting testimony about Rosie Mulani. She took 120 ml of ASEA Redox Daily and 2 tubes of Renew 28 monthly. And I want you to make this observation. This is Rosie at the age of 84. And 7 weeks later, he applied the ASEA Renew 28, and he said, I don't see much changes. But look at age 86, after she had been applying 120 2 tubes of ASEA Renew monthly and 120 ASEA daily. Look at her skin complexion. At the age of 87, if you were to look at the chronological order, you want to reverse the picture, am I right? The one at 87 looks a lot much younger than 84, and that is the true power in harnessing the power of the redox technology here. So the Martes 12 weeks studies here shows that if you have cellulites, it can actually help you in skin elasticity, 15.81 improvement in terms of the appearance of cellulite. And this Dermates, a German dermatological company, gave ASEA a 5-star rating. And of course, tomography. Tomography is to show, the red color is the pain, the one green is without pain, without the inflammation. And you see that people who apply ASEA Redox 5 minutes, 3 times in 5 minutes, or 10 minutes here, you can see there is a big marked improvement from the left and compared to the right, where you see red color of inflammation, pain, went to green color. These are independent studies that is done by Stephen and Demates, where Renew 28 4-week study shows that 50% in terms of blood flow, 16% of skin renewal, smoothness of skin, wrinkle depth, and elasticity all have been improved as a result of using within just 4 weeks. So we say Renew 28, 8 days. The Renew Advance, you see fine lines, skin smoothness, radiant, and photo aging all have marked improvement. And lastly, validated by science here, the product is non-toxic and is safe for use. And you're going to see that by using, the ASEA Redox and ASEA Renew 28 and Renew Advance, you're going to see marked health improvement from the inside out and the outside in. And Louise Gitterman, one of the first lady of nutrition, she have written more than 30 different books on nutrition, and this is what I've got to say about ASEA Redox. She said that redox signaling technology is our DNA whisper, and it uncovers the secrets of our cellular health. And Dr. Gary Samuelson, atomic medical physicist who actually discovered how to stabilize and create and stabilize the redoxing molecule, says that this technology has the potential to spearhead the greatest advancement in terms of health that we have ever seen. And of course, we do have a lot of third-party validation that you can refer here, right? And of course, when you talk about system and support, we have world-class support system, tools, and culture, and you do not have to reinvent this. Everything is done up for you, the e-commerce platform, and all you have to do is just pay around $40 US to get started here. Compensation plan, this is a leverage income, so never just work a job, but just find a business that you can leverage your time to create wealth. To be in business for yourself, but not by yourself, being able to create leverage income being able to start to build a team to create residual income. You can do this part-time or full-time, and also you can build a legacy income that you can pass on to the next generation. And all our commission is paid weekly, and this is very exciting. So ASEA Legacy Building Income Plans give you 8 ways to make money, all right? You can sell a product and make a retail profit. You can actually refer someone to become a preferred customer. You can sign up people as associate, and as you rank up from a slow level as director all the way to presidential diamond, you know, you're going to make a lot of money, whether you choose to earn a part-time income or a full-time income or legacy income with this compensation plan. It's all there for you. So 3 steps to get started. Number 1 is that getting started is easy. All you have to do is to become an associate. To be associate, you just pay for $40 US. You may get it for free if you buy a bigger package right now. And we have 3 packages that you can choose from: personal, business, or entrepreneur. And also, we encourage you to participate in the loyalty rewards program to earn free products and to redeem for free product, and at the same time enjoy discounted shipping. So get started with us. Talk to the person that have introduced you to this particular opportunity, on how to get started by signing up online. And if you can have just, after you sign up, just refer 2 of your friends to be in business together with you at ASEA. You can start to build a global business, all right? And the next step that you have to do is to teach the tool to find the tool. And don't worry that if you do not know how to do it, because we have a lot of people who would be helping you to do like what we are doing here tonight through a Zoom presentation, right? So to the pinnacle of success, the highest level is presidential diamonds. And we have Trish Sprinkler, who is our upline, who is our one of the few leaders down here. But this particular income statement is the average income statement, where you can see you can start all the way from associate as a director, 300. As a director, you can start to earn something like $300 US average income per month. And if you reach the position of the bronze, which you can do it within like 6 months or so, you can earn around $2,000 US per month, And as you reach in the position as the diamond, like for me, I'm as a level of diamond. Either a diamond who actually hit the particular position will be able to earn an average income around 15,000, all right? And of course, there is no limit to how much you can earn, because the company actually set aside 50% of the global commissioner volume to be shared with you. And if you build a bigger team, you make more money. And not only that, you're going to enjoy travel and lifestyle rewards, and you're going to get recognition from the company and be part of the $1 Million Vertical Club. So timing is everything. This is coming to the end of my presentation. We are part of the 3 big major industry, that is health and wellness, athletics, performance and beauty, and anti-aging. And these 3 categories of business, this industry is a $1 trillion business industry. And if you were to look at sales and the timing right now, we are not at the innovation stage. Innovation stage will way back 20 over years. We are not at the introduction stage. We are currently on the verge of building growth and maturity stage right now, where we are post-startup, pre-momentum, post-risk company, where currently we are in 33 countries. And the goals of the company in the next 5 to 10 years is to become a $1 billion company, right? And this offers you a huge amount of opportunity to become the new rich, to earn residual income, leverage income. And of course, ASEA's goal is also to be the top 10 direct selling news top 100 company, right? Positioning is everything, right? So you act now, meaning to say you will sign up, you take out a position with the company, the people that is going to join after you through your team is going to be spilled over, because our plan is based on binary and a hybrid of uni-level plan. So if you were to join later, you're going to see that there will be hundreds or tens or thousands of people that is above you that you wish that you would to join earlier. But today, especially if you are in Malaysia and the Philippines, we are at the pre-launch stage. Less than 1% of the people out there know about ASEA, so you'll be the first one to get involved with this company and to be positioned at the top. And the second particular table here I'm going to show you is that our business is based on duplication. If the first month you only sponsor 1 person, on the left, one person on the left. And every month, we just teach the one person to find the two to find the four find the 8, 16. At the end of the 12th month, on the left team, you're going to have 4,000 people. Right team, you have 4,000 people, and every one of them buy 100 PV. You're going to have a very exciting residual income that through this power of application. Your conventional volumes for 4,095 associate, each one by 100 PV will give you 409,500 CV, kind of 10%, you do your max. That is your income that you're going to earn every month, 40 over 1,000. Isn't that amazing? What about half of it, 20,000? For 25% success rate, you only make 10,000 a month. That would be fantastic. So if somebody offers you an amazing opportunity and you are not sure you can do it, just say yes first and learn how to do it later. This is an outstanding advice by Sir Richard Branson, the founder of Virgin and Aeroplane. And what you do is just do it. Talk to the person that introduced you to this particular Zoom call. Ask them, how can you also get started to earn another new source of income during this time of COVID, and how you can build a global business and choose to build a legacy business together with you, right? I'm ending up with these particular quotes by Verdis Norton, our founder, who said that we are at the start of something big with a great purpose, and right now is the moment, and we begin influencing the future, and together we all can change the world. And I'd like to invite you together to make a difference, to change the world. So with that, I want to end tonight's presentation. Thank you very much for your time again. Get back to the person that have shared this particular opportunity with you and ask them how you can get started with us in our journey to build a global ASEA breakthrough business opportunity. With that, I want to thank you all for the time spending with me to discover ASEA.
Thank you, Poh. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Go take a bit too long.
That's okay.